Good morning, Metal Heart. Good afternoon, Metal Mind. And good evening, Metal Soul. Nice to see y'all again. I'm literally just going to do a reaction video to Russel Brand talking about the Joe Rogan podcast. And I'm going to be putting in my 2 cents because I feel very strong. I have very strong points about this Joe Rogan thing because he is obviously, and shout out to Joe Rogan, he is obviously being scapegoated. Very obviously. It's so obvious it hurts. Because Joe Rogan is literally the voice of reason, and regular people know that. Regular people know that only because he's willing to have conversation with everybody. So I'm gonna speak on it, but periodically throughout the video.
Sometimes there is doubt, but after that doubt, there will be more light, more awakening yet to come. This we can undertake together if we're willing to be forgiving and engage with one another in polite, open conversations, not fleeing to the margins, hurling rocks at one another across a perpetual divide, particularly if you ever suspect that these divisions might be a deliberate part of a plan to prevent us coming together. Let's see how those points and that deluge of information, that barrage of platitudes I just bombarded you with, relate to the Joe Rogan story.
Before he even, I don't mean to cut him off, before he even finishes, I love how he phrased that. Yes. Shout out to Russel Brand. I don't know, like, I've been watching Russel Brand for like a year and a half now. This dude really be spitting, like this dude really be out here speaking for like everyone else, and he actually sounds reasonable. He got 4.8 million subscribers, and this man's out here speaking to us how we wish our government officials would. Let's keep going.
Let's break it down. Obviously, what you know has happened is Joe Rogan had some guests on his podcast that spoke about coronavirus, mandates, vaccines, etc. Now, of course, Joe Rogan has already said that he's sorry and that he's going to do better. So Joe Rogan, whether or not as a response to Spotify or as a response to his own feelings, has apologized. So that's the end of that, in a way, isn't it? He said, all right, I'll do better now. So let's have a look at what else is going on around this subject and what it tells us. Before we do that, let's look at the timeline. 2 weeks ago, 270 doctors demanded Spotify censor Joe Rogan and take action against the mass misinformation.
Yo, they said 270 experts, dog. And I'm sure he gonna speak on it, but dog, they weren't even all doctors, bro. It was literally a bunch of people, and it was just a bunch of people over different fields. I'm sure he gonna speak on it. I'm gonna see what he say first.
Information. Now remember, we did a video on that, and obviously you now know that many of those people weren't doctors. One person was a vet. I love vets. Another person was a podcaster. I love podcasters. But it's weird. It shows that there's an agenda at play, even presenting them as sort of doctors, and then, you know, they're not doctors. That's the management of information. That's what we're talking about here. The management of information. Which stories are amplified? Which stories are ignored? Has there been misinformation elsewhere across the course of the pandemic? I mean, just run your own mental check here. Do you remember ever being told anything during this pandemic, which later on...
And this exact point is why I'm so mad about the Joe Rogan thing, right? Because with Joe Rogan, the reason why they hate Joe Rogan is because they understand that the people are tired of being lied to. At least if Joe Rogan says something wrong, he will hold himself accountable. How many times have you seen any sort of big corporation or government entity come out and say misinformation, right? Weapons of mass destruction. How many times have you ever seen them come out with misinformation and then apologize for the mistakes they did afterwards? Right? And then they want to turn around and hold this comedian. They want to hold this comedian to the same standard that a politician or a journalist, like the journalistic integrity, they're holding him to that standard. They're talking about misinformation. Bro, you guys are trying to muscle your way to Joe Rogan. You're not going to kill Joe Rogan's podcast by trying to gaslight us into thinking that he's the bad guy and y'all just trying to help us. Bro, in the beginning, y'all said that masks didn't work. And then y'all came out and said that you only said that so that people wouldn't buy up all the masks. You gave out true misinformation on purpose. And I ain't see not nan lawsuit, not nan apology. Sorry, y'all. Our bad. You know, we be capping sometimes, but hey, you know, at least you say, like, bro, they do not care about misinformation, bro. That's why I'm so pissed. Cause literally my video got taken down about this too. Talking about I said misinformation when I said nothing wrong in the video. You can go watch it. It's like the title of the video is like start trying to force jabs on everyone. It's the people's choice. Go watch it. Go check it. It's not misinformation. And then, even if I'm wrong, I could be like, yo, you know what? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a virologist. I even said that in the video. I'm not a virologist. I'm not some sort of doctor. I was literally just rallying for natural immunity, being healthy, boosting your immune system, eating correctly, exercising. Like, it's this normal stuff. Like, normal things. And they took my video down. So I know what they doing, bro. They always trying to control the narrative, bro. And it's okay. But just know that the people are not stupid. We see what you're doing. We have eyes and ears and a brain. You don't think we see you? Nigga, did you know that I could see you? Like, what are you doing? Neil Young. Bro, you're trying to censor a dude by taking money away from a platform? That's literally what all y'all do. That is so corrupt. Does no one else think that's corrupt? Hey, we don't like what you said. We're going to take our money away. Starve. That's what y'all do. And then y'all like, why do they like Joe Rogan better? Why do they trust him? I don't understand. Like,
has proven not to be true. Have you at any point been told stuff? Let's have a look at that later. So Neil Young demanded his music be pulled from Spotify. Other artists joined, such as Joni Mitchell. Heart-wrenching, really, isn't it? Because like these are all people that we totally like. I'm old enough to sort of love Neil Young and Joni Mitchell. So like I'm like, oh no. The hashtag delete Spotify and Spotify deleted trended. That's gonna scare.
Yay! Censorship and coercion. Censorship and coercion, my favorite flavor of tyrannical justice. Thank you, overlords. Thank you for trying to get rid of. We are not worthy. Like, that's how they act, bro. I don't understand. Why is this acceptable? Like, why are people actually backing these people? And I'm not saying no shade to Neil Young and Joni Mitchell. I don't even know who these people are, to be honest. I never really heard a Neil Young song. But regardless of my opinion on his music or him as a person, this is ridiculous. You should not be trying to strong arm people into silence. I thought this was America, right? What happened? I'm frustrated as fuck, bro. So okay, we get it's a private company, but at a certain point, it's like, it's so big. Like when Donald Trump got deleted off Twitter, right? Twitter is such a big platform that they had to think about, like, what kind of precedent are we setting that we can censor one side of the aisle? Don't get the wrong idea either. I don't even like politics. I'm not left or right. I understand that as long as we have a bipartisan party and everything, nothing gonna get done regardless. It's about power, bro. They don't care about the people, so I don't care about your parties. I want a party that care about the people. That's why I don't vote. So until they come out with a party that actually does something for people, I'm just not voting, because why would I do that? Why would I waste my time? Why would I waste my energy worrying about stuff like that when I could spend more time researching, investing in myself? Because obviously, y'all don't deserve our vote no damn way. Y'all do whatever you want anyway. And then y'all mad when we don't want to deal with it. Act like we crazy. Oh, Joe Rogan, misinformation. Bro. bro, misinformation is your whole dialogue, bro. It's your whole catalog, and you over here talking shit about Joe Rogan. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, the dude's a comedian, bro. And this how you know that it's true, because he's just having normal discussion. If it wasn't so bad, if it was really misinformation, everyone else would be very much on their side. Like when Cardi B sued that one YouTuber, no one was like, well, I don't think that was fair. No, she said she had herpes and she didn't. That is defamation or slander or whatever. I don't know. I ain't no lawyer, but I'm just saying, I get why she won. Like, come on, son. Like, we would be on your side if it was like that, but Joe Rogan ain't doing that. Joe Rogan is like, hey, disclaimer, y'all taking down his videos. Like, y'all ain't taking down none of y'all videos with misinformation, did it?
But what will scare them at Spotify even more? Share price fell. It lost over $2 billion in market value. One thing people don't like in big business, I've noticed, is people taking away their money. Amazon and Apple Music have since flaunted support for Neil Young with special deals and playlists. Now, you might have seen the brilliant Breaking Points video where Crystal and Saga talk about the financial interests that could be at play. Purely speculative, well worth a watch, because they point out that many great artists have sold their back catalogue, because 70% of the music we listen to is old back catalogue stuff. So there's a huge value in these things. So it's not straightforward matter of principles. I'm making no accusations, certainly not around heroes like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, but there is a financial component. And when there is a financial component in a capitalist consumer democracy, you have to consider that as one of the factors. Well, let's take that off the table, the main thing we all live our lives by, that you have to do a job to get money. Forget that. Now, let's look at morals and ethics and those things that you barely notice till someone tries to use it against you as a weapon. Young said of Amazon, all listeners to Amazon Music will automatically get 4 months free. Amazon has been leading the pack in bringing high-res audio to the masses, and it's a great place to enjoy my entire catalogue in the highest...
Amazon! Yo, okay. No shade to Amazon, but like, come on, y'all. Really? So you hate misinformation and you hate deceiving people so much that you went to Amazon, the people with the predatory workplace practices. Okay, all right.
Quality available. Luckily, there are no side effects, like Amazon's had no impact on workers' rights, the economy, the ecology. Oh my God. I mean, again, not to asperse Neil Young, because none of us are perfect, most of all myself. But if what you have is a kind of ideological agenda, then surely, you know, when you're talking about Amazon, you're going to have a little bit of reticence about banging the drum, because you'll be like, also though, the songs that I sang for years and years that directly address sort of what Amazon's come to typify. Just over a year ago, Young sold 50% of his publishing rights to his entire song catalogue to Hipgnosis Song Fund. In 2021, Hipgnosis Song Management launched a $1 billion partnership with Blackstone, the investment company, currently buying up entire American neighborhoods, pushing up prices, and in turn, preventing families owning their homes. Okay. In a sense, it's...
Bro, literally, I just saw a video by Blackstone. I just saw a video by Blackstone, because I believe, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just speaking from memory, so it could be a game of telephone, right? But I believe they're supposed to be buying up houses so they can sell it to other people, like rent to buy, like a new way of owning a house. But instead of actually selling it to people, they kept selling it to corporations. That's what I think happened, right? What he talking about. I'm sure he might talk about it right now, but literally, yeah, they push up rent prices and home prices just so they can make more money off the inflation. And y'all, that's why I be telling y'all to invest, man. Y'all gotta invest. You can invest in real estate. You don't have to own an actual house or property. Just find a real estate investment trust. REIT. I'm gonna put it right here. REIT. Okay. Find you or whatever you want to invest in. I only mention that solely because you can really get like some monthly income off that. But you ain't gotta own. You ain't gotta put all the money in. You can just put in whatever you can afford. You know what I'm saying? Get some dividends or whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to O Realty. Shout out to Old Realty. That's the monthly dividend paying company right there. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? I digress. Shout out to Old Realty.
Difficult, isn't it? You've really got to choose your battles, and even specifically on the subject of misinformation, and even specifically on the subject of misinformation around this peculiar, traumatizing pandemic, you've got to be careful about misinformation. Stay with this video right to the end, because we're going to look at where else you might have seen misinformation over the complex arc of the last couple of years. Blackstone's senior advisor is Jeffrey B. Kindler, former chairman and CEO of Pfizer. Pfizer. I've heard of that. Would Pfizer have any interest in a particular... No, sorry, sidetrack. I'm sorry about that.
I think if there's anything that I've done that I could do better is have more experts with differing opinions right after I have the controversial ones. I would most certainly be open to doing that. And I would like to talk to some people that have differing opinions on those podcasts in the future.
I suppose Joe Rogan has got to take this on board. Some of you might think, if you're an ardent Joe Rogan fan, oh man, he's changed his position, he's selling out. But actually, what Joe Rogan's doing is he's emerging into a pretty unique, unique territory that now is going to place unique demands on him as the sort of nexus of corporate, political, medical demands all intersect. My personal opinion, and you know I don't offer these lightly, is
that's part of the reason why I love Joe Rogan, okay? As a UFC and boxing fan, martial arts fan in general, I mean, I know he doesn't announce for boxing, but he just does it for UFC. But he talk about boxing too, right? He talk about a lot of stuff, talk about a lot of fighting. I've been watching him do it for so long, and I understand that I've never seen a person so curious as Joe Rogan. I love that about this dude. Again, shout out to Joe Rogan, man. Please keep doing your thing. No matter where you go, Joe Rogan, if Spotify drop you, we got you, baby. We got you, bro. We love your podcast. Don't listen to him, man. Don't listen to him. Stay strong, brother. We need you, Joe Rogan. I said it. You might not say it, you might not fit it, but I'm going to say it because it's true. We need you, Joe Rogan. We need voices to tell the open dialogue. I'm not saying that you're right on everything. I'm not saying that people you bring on are always the smartest, always dumb or whatever. I don't even watch a whole bunch, but I watched a lot before he went on to YouTube. I watched a lot of that. But before he left YouTube, I watched a lot of Joe Rogan, right? But I'm mostly on YouTube, so that's part of the reason. But Joe Rogan is the reason why I'm actually back on Spotify. Literally, he's the only thing I listen to on Spotify. He's the only thing I listen to on Spotify. The only thing. Maybe like Breaking Points, but like other than that, it's just Joe Rogan. Like 80, 85, 90% Joe Rogan, 10% everything else. But, bro, please stay curious, bro. This man is always trying to get differing opinions. I can't do nothing but respect that, bro. It's so liberating. In a world like this where you constantly feel crushed and suffocated by the powers that be, it feels good just to see people talk and not be so afraid of backlash. And even though he's getting backlash, he does not deserve it, bro. If he was wrong, he was wrong. But guess what? He did something that 95% of you corporations would never do. Held himself accountable without all the people having to stomp on his neck, like as in the crowd, okay? Y'all physically was taking money out of Spotify pockets to try to coerce him to shut down try to coerce Spotify to shut him down, okay? That's what y'all were doing. You're literally trying any sort of tactic you can to silence any detractors. But bro, this is why people are not watching the mainstream stuff. They're why they're not watching mainstream news. This is why. It has nothing to do with Joe Rogan brainwashing people. It's actually the opposite. He's a liberator. When I first heard Joe Rogan's podcast, bro, I was like, yo, I feel like I'm in this man's house. I feel welcome. Like, what are you talking about? Okay.
But yeah, you want to hear everybody. You want to hear everybody. And like what Joe Rogan's come from is literally something he done like on his own to something that now is sort of set in the news agenda around the world. So obviously that would require adjustment for anybody who finds themselves in that position.
So my pledge to you is that I will do my best to try to balance out these more controversial viewpoints with other people's perspectives so we can maybe find a better point of view.
Also, what Joe Rogan's saying here is that I'm willing to evolve and change in pursuit of something better. You never see the mainstream media address something in this manner. That's why Joe Rogan is so popular. Joe Rogan's not a bloody news channel. It's a podcast conversation, for one thing. So comparing it directly to science is a bit unfair, and comparing it to mainstream media, and we know where they're funded and what their agenda can often be regarded as, that's already an unfair comparison. Now have a look at this. This is Rachel Maddow talking about vaccinations earlier in the pandemic. Now let me be clear here. I have absolutely no opinion on your life and your medical procedures. Of course I don't. Why would I? What do I know? What could I claim to know? I've never been to university or higher education of any kind, except for showing off school, which I think is pretty apparent. Now, Rachel Maddow here, while towing the official line and what was believed at the time, maybe if you take skepticism and cynicism and doubt and interest in conspiracy completely out of this. This is Rachel Maddow saying, get vaccinated. Once you're vaccinated, the virus stops. The virus can no longer transmit.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else.
Now that's not true. Maybe Rachel Maddow, and here's what I would say.
And then people started getting breakthrough cases and vaccinated people started getting hospitalized. Damn. That sounds a lot like misinformation, don't it? That wasn't true. That was very much not true. But we didn't know. Well, then say that. If you don't know, don't pretend to know. My G. If you don't know, say that. And then they're mad at Joe Rogan. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's not true. Maybe Rachel Maddow, and here's what I would say, Rachel Maddow, at the time she said it, believed it was true. So, cool. Forgive Rachel Maddow for making a mistake. Rachel Maddow is a human being, but she said something that's not true. That's misinformation. That's the same thing. She said it on the news. Are you going to see that? Are you going to see, hey, listen, we were wrong about that, we were wrong about that, we were wrong about that? See, in a sense, it doesn't really matter. As George Bernard Shaw said, it's not whether you treat people well or treat people badly, but that you treat everybody the same. Now,
you know what's so funny? I'm gonna end it right here only because I want y'all to actually watch the video. It's 8 minutes in. It's a 17-minute video. There's plenty of video left to watch, right? But this literally reminds me of those cases in court where sometimes if it's someone that the judge or like people know, they will or the attorney knows that or they're trying to like not charge. Because I didn't even know this before. Did you know that in court, the attorney can choose what charges to hit you with. So they can choose, even if you did certain things, they can choose to not press charges for those things. They can choose to press charges for lighter sentences on purpose. And they can choose to press charges for bigger sentences. They can throw the book at you. That's what that means, right? So they purposefully choose how they want to address the person, depending on the person. This is literally reminds me of that. Where you had this big corporation, they said something stupid, right? And stupid in the sense of wrong. Whatever. You can be wrong. I can be wrong. Shit. I'm just a person too. I'm dumb too, bro. I'm dumb like everybody else. But then they get nothing. They don't even get a slap on the wrist. Right? But Joe Rogan do it, a comedian, a commentator, right? He say anything slightly wrong, or at least not within the guidelines. It may be true, but it's not under the CDC guidelines, so it's misinformation, right? Allegedly, supposedly, right? He do that. They try to cancel him. They literally try to take money away from these people. They try to take food out of his daughter's mouth, out of his kids' mouths, right? Because they disagree with the method of freedom that he's trying to liberate people with. It's so weird to me. They don't like to see that, bro. And it's okay. I mean, of course, why would any giant like to see people actually talking, right? If the goal is divide and conquer, why would they want you to talk to each other? Why would they want open discussion? They say follow the science, but they silence any scientists who go against them. Oh, and then they tell you, listen to us. We have no special interest in this. It's not like we have billions of dollars of market cap and stock portfolios to worry about. It's not like we have anything like that. And I'm a stock guy now, so I saw the way Pfizer and Moderna spiked up in 2020. I saw all the money they was making. Oh yeah, I seen it. If you don't believe me, look up the Moderna and Pfizer stock chart, bro. Look it up. Look up in the past year, bro. Just look it up. I guarantee it'll blow your freaking mind. It'll blow your mind how much money these people are making. I'm not hating though, okay. I'm just saying, if we gonna tell it, let's tell it all. You know what I'm saying? But that's the end of this video. Thank you for coming. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you like the content, keep it in your what you call it? The algorithm. Help me out with the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all coming. Shout out to Russel Brand. Shout out to Joe Rogan. Shout out to Spotify. As long as you keep them on the platform. So if after this video go up, Spotify remove Joe Rogan, I take it back. Respectfully, I still like Spotify, but please don't fold on Joe Rogan. Because if you fold on Joe Rogan, all he gonna do is just go somewhere else and start all over, and then all his fans gonna follow, and they're gonna leave Spotify. Especially if you fold and you just give in to this mob of people who trying to silence. Censorship is not cute, bro. Censorship is not cute. That's the name of this video. Censorship ain't cute. Y'all have a good night.